right, tonight we have a new grifter. We have a new Fagaland, America First guy, Greg Bovino. This is interesting, and let's break this down because this one's going to shock some people. Bovino was leading ICE. He was very big deportations, okay? Get him out. And ever since he's left, he's been highly critical. Remember, Trump asked him to step down after Minnesota. He's been hypercritical that they've stopped the mass deportations, and people like MTG and stuff have been spreading it around saying, see, we told you so. They've stopped it. They haven't stopped it, by the way. But Bovino, this is the tell, all right? When these guys are actually bad eggs, they always give you a tell. And what did Bovino do? He went immediately from a post-retirement interview to Lauren Witzke of Died Suddenly. Died Suddenly, I've called out on all kinds of crazy stuff. Their COVID stuff's good and pretty much nothing else is. But Stu Peters is a part of this as well. And you got Stu Peters and Witzke right here in the picture. Bovino's not in this picture. But I got to tell you guys, Stu Peters is one of the worst, okay? He's awful. And he's like, he was faggot grifter way before all these big people were, okay? He is one of the originals grifting off MAGA. And the guy has been conned so many lies, I don't even know what to do with you. I mean, like, who the heck follows this guy? But they still got an audience. They still have an audience. And for Bovino to go straight to them tells me pretty much all I need to know. So you have Stu Peters right here. Trump's a pedophile Jew. Hegseth's a Zionist. I mean, the guy's crazy. But here it is, Bovino right here with Witzke. Why mass deportations aren't happening, tell all with Greg Bovino. This is a direct assault on the Trump administration because this is one of the main things MAGA wants. And so for Bovino to go here tells you all you need to know. And it also tells you that Trump knew, and that's why Trump got rid of him. So there really might have been, knowing this now, they might have been screwing up in Minnesota on purpose, which was a huge boondoggle, allowed the Democrats to start gaining some momentum in the illegal immigrant deportation battle. Until Holman came in, took everything over, settled it down, and it's been quiet since. And Trump masterfully shuffled the chessboard again, as he always does, shuffled the chess pieces on the board. He always does this. He always knows. And it just proves again, like, people were upset about this when Bovino stepped down, or when Trump asked him to step down, removed him, and put Holman in charge. People were upset. They were like, Bovino's one of the good ones. Well, guys, this tells you everything you need to know. So I think this, I operate by a rule that is Trump's always right. I always trust Trump first and foremost. Okay. And so I'll tell you that for me, anytime Trump makes a move, even if other people are upset about it, I think to myself, he's doing this for a reason. And you want to know how many times that's saved me, that's made me look smarter than everybody else? I can't even count at this time. We're talking hundreds of times, because I have trusted Trump since to me, he earned it in the first term. And I've trusted him ever since. And because of that, just by staying the course, I get, over and over and over again, we get proven right. And so this is just another example of it. So Bovino showed his true colors. And I just think that was, it's important to call this stuff out. So, but all right. So Nick Fuentes, speaking of other grifters, the big guys they're getting a little crazier. And I got to say, they're really, really upset that they weren't able to turn MAGA over the Iran war. They thought that was they thought that was it. They thought that was going to be their Waterloo. their Gettysburg, where they were going to turn the tide and finally get MAGA to turn on Trump. Epstein didn't work. They really tried to push that. That didn't work. So Iran was like, oh, we got him. We got him. We can push this, all these lies about what Trump actually said, or what Trump said versus what he actually said. And it didn't work. And so now they're kind of admitting who they actually are. Well, at least Nick is, which tells me that he's done. And here's Nick admitting he's part of a demoralization campaign.
We have to demoralize them. And that's honestly why I do it. That's why I do the show. That's why I do shows like this. It is to demoralize. And some of them say that like it's a bad thing, like they figured me out. They're like, he doesn't want you to know that he's running a demoralization campaign. No, I do want you to know. That's exactly what I'm doing. I am intentionally and self-consciously and willfully demoralizing you.
Do you guys know that's what blackpilling is all about? Demoralize, discourage, so you don't get involved anymore. And so now, I mean, and that's what they've all been doing. That's what Tucker's doing. That's what Megyn Kelly's doing. That's what Candace Owens is doing. That's what Alex Jones is doing. I mean, just keep going down the road. I mean, that's what they do. They blackpill you so you are demoralized and you don't win. This is how you kill Trump and his agenda. You destroy the base. You fracture the base. And that's what they're doing. That is their operation, okay? That is their, that's what they were gathered for. That's what their assets of that operation right there. And they're at the point now where, like, I mean, even here, I played the immigration one from him the other night, but he says right here, my war against Israel is the only thing keeping me going at this point. Who cares about immigration? That's all he cared about. That's all he cared about. So we're seeing that Trump is winning so much that the reason he's talking about being a demoralizer is because he's demoralized, which tells you we're winning. And speaking of winning, Laura Loomer is just absolutely destroying Candace Owens right now. And this story about her husband getting in a DUI in America is massive, because what it could do for Candace's husband is it could make him his naturalization papers be revoked. He won't be able to be an American citizen if this is true. And that so this is a big deal, and Candace is freaking out about it. And Laura just keeps posting receipts so that they don't own this truck. Well, he wasn't a U.S. citizen. He did as a green card holder. But she's got the list of all their vehicles, and she's posting it. I mean, she's got their Carfax. I mean, so Laura just keeps posting all this stuff. And again, I'm not a fan of Laura Loomer, but when she goes after somebody, she tends to have receipts. And if she brings down Candace Owens, that'll be a big, huge attagirl from me. But source tells me farmers 23 DUI and a citizenship application records at INS are being evaluated allegedly. I mean, that, my friends, would be huge, and it would make sense. Candace, if her husband has to go back to the UK, well, Candace isn't going to be able to stay here. Or will she? Because it's not a real marriage anyways, or is it? I don't know. But everything about Candace is just coming out more and more as fake. And somebody, and I love doing this. I've actually done this on my show before where I break down a channel and how to see if it's fake or not. But somebody did it with Candace. And Candace, 7.5 million followers on Facebook, but are they real? Well, she calls Shapiro. He's buying views for his main show. You can tell by the comment ratio. So let's look at her comment ratio. This is what this person did. Over $1 million a year Candace spends on advertising. That's insane, guys. I can tell you as somebody who worked in marketing, who still works in marketing for now. But if you have this many followers and you only get that many likes, it tells you that these are followers you probably paid for. Because followers you pay for, they see your advertisement, they click follow, and then they're just not interested after that because you didn't really attract them the right way. I see it all the time on YouTube. There are tons of David Pakman's a good one on the left. These channels with millions of followers, and they'll put out videos where 10,000 people watch them. It's pathetic, and it shows you that people are not engaged with them. Just for example, on my channel, I just passed 23,000 subscribers, which thank you very much. That's a lot. And like and subscribe if you're watching and you haven't done it yet. But 23,000 followers, and a bad video for me is usually around 4,000 views. That's like a bad video, which a bad video out of 24,000, that's 1/6. So that's 16%. So a bad video for me is 16% engagement now. Okay. That's pretty strong. That means I have a strong base of watchers. Well, this is what 2,900 is of 7.5 million. It's 0.04%. That's no bueno. Okay. That's no bueno. And this is, you guys, if you want to do an experiment someday, go look at all your favorite people, your favorite influencers, see how many followers they have, and then do the math on how much their videos are doing, what their bottom is and what their ceiling is. Their ceiling, they should have videos that go beyond their subscriber base because they blow up, right? And then they should have a floor that it should be no less than 10%. And if it's less than 10%, a lot of those videos are and followers are botted. Well, Candace, you've been caught because 7.5 million to 2,900 is crazy low. So Laura, again, she pulled the satellite image of the truck. There's the DUI and the Carfax. So that's just more of what I was already showing you guys. But anyways, Laura is just not going to let this go. And but the walls are closing in on Candace. Okay. We have this DUI thing with her husband, which could send him back to England. We have this lawsuit coming up, which is not looking good for her. She's already backtracking some of the things she said. You grift long enough, you keep lying. You gotta, you better be able to back stuff up, Candace. And she's gone too far, and it's getting really bad for her, which I'm so here for. And finally, I want to look at Marjorie Taylor Greene today because she was out there saying some crazy stuff. Here's Marjorie Taylor Greene, which, do we want to watch it? I don't think we want to watch it. It's not fun. She's not a great speaker, but I mean, we'll listen for a second. She says some crazy stuff.
One person, and I said, oh my goodness, how can I continue to serve under this president and serve in a body of Congress where not a single person is willing to say, Mr. President, Marjorie's not a traitor. She helped you get elected.
Hey, Marjorie, how about the fact that you were supposed to be serving the people who voted for you? It was only a 2-year term because you're in the House. You couldn't last 2 years? I'm sorry. There's no excuse for that. It's pathetic. And it's the perfect example of a reason why she's just a total hack. But anyways, we'll listen a little bit more.
But then guess what happened? I started getting death threats. And it was about me being called a traitor. It was, you're a traitor. You deserve to die. You're a traitor.
I love how all these MAGA death threats just always seem to happen to these people, and yet none of them ever have their life threatened. Meanwhile, Trump is constantly shot at. J.D. Vance was shot at. His cabinet members are living on military bases because there's no safety for them. And yet these people always get these mysterious death threats, and yet nothing ever seems to happen to them. I don't know. They love to do this, though. Candace did the same thing.
My baby boy. We're going to snuff out his life. We're going to put a bullet in his head.
I'm sure this really happened.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. So I sent those to the president, texted him directly. I also sent them to Susie Wiles and James Blair. And I also sent them to the Vice President, J.D. Vance, Kash Patel. I sent them to all these people. I got no response from Susie Wiles. None. and she's a mother and a grandmother and a woman. I got no response from James Blair because he only cares about making money on campaigns. I did hear from Kash Patel. He said on it, but I haven't heard from him since. I don't know what he's on.
You're so funny.
And then I heard back from Donald Trump. And I've saved these text messages. I'd probably get put in jail if I released them publicly, but
I saved these text messages, but I can't release them because I'd probably be put in jail. Did you hear what she just said? Trust me, bro.
heard back from Donald Trump. And I've saved these text messages. I'd probably get put in jail if I released them publicly, but I saved them.
That's the tell right there. But trust me, I saved them. I got them.
Donald Trump proceeded, if my son gets killed, I deserve it because I was a traitor to him.
Anyway, things that have never happened. Nobody is got half a brain cell is going to believe this story. Okay. I mean, even MJ Truth puts it, drop a, if you call BS. I mean, come on. President Trump said, if your son gets killed, you deserve it. That is the craziest thing. Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this woman's mouth? And to say, I saved it, but then I can't show you because I get arrested. That's insane. These are the people who are like, oh, we'll release everything Epstein and Epstein this and Epstein that, and then they don't do anything with it when they have access to it, when they could announce everything on the floor, when they have, because they're immune from defamation if they read stuff out on the floor of the Capitol, which is why Thomas Massey's full of crap. But this woman, again, all that stuff, you put all that stuff out there, you wouldn't get arrested for that. So you really think sharing a text from Trump, all the terrible things people have shared on Trump to try to get him in trouble that weren't that's so terrible actually. They tried to put him in prison. Any of those people go to jail? No, it doesn't happen. This woman's so full of it. It's insane. And then she ends with this beauty right here.
And then the solution after that is how to fund these people and how to get them elected. And that's what we're looking at. MAGA is dead. We're moving past Donald Trump. And the quicker we move past him, the faster we get to the whiteboard, the faster we build the solutions, the quicker we're ahead of everybody else on the way to saving the country.
Are you guys inspired by Monkey Face? Listen, the MAGA is dead. Did you hear that? So what have I been telling you guys since the beginning when we started calling out the grifters? This started, I really noticed it about 6-7 months ago. But it's their code is America First. That's what they all say. You can see it in Fuentes. He has his America First hat right here, and by the way, it's blue. Interesting, right? It tells you all you need to know. But that's their grift. It's America First. This is what they all use. We're the real America First. Thomas Massey uses it. Alex Jones uses it. Tucker Carlson uses it. Megyn Kelly uses it. I don't know if Candace uses it, but I'm probably pretty sure she does. But this is the Alex Dugan training, okay? He is the puppet master behind all these ideas. And I'm not saying he controls them all, but he's definitely the one used to get the ideas to them. And because he's the psychological warfare master, okay? And so, but it's America First. This is what they want you to get. They want you to get away from MAGA and say, I'm America First. Because it used to be you'd say, I'm MAGA, America First, baby. Yeah, you combined them, right? But MAGA was still the movement. Well, what they've done is they've co-opted the America First part, and they've made it their rally cry so that you think they're MAGA or you think they're MAGA aligned. But it's their way of saying, no, we got our own group. We got our own blue hats. Dave Smith, another one of them. They're all they all coalesce around that. And so when you hear that, they're trying to kill the MAGA movement because it is the only real threat to the globalist City of London cabal that's been going on for centuries, that has embroiled us and caught us up and stolen from us and almost ruined our country for the last few decades and almost won. They got us there. But it's that's what it is, guys. It's that's their rally cry. And I noticed it months ago that they don't like to say MAGA. They don't. They like to say we're the real America first. Okay, that's what they want. And like it's first of all, there's nothing wrong with the phrase America first. Okay, especially if you're like meaning it with MAGA. But for them, it's always that's their rally cry. It is the main thing. And that's why Fuentes has the hat. Okay, there's a reason for that. That's their rally cry, and that's how they get you to say. Owen Schroyer does it too. And what they'll do is they'll be going through this stuff and they'll say that's not America first. And you're like, we're really America first. We were here first, And when they start saying that, that's the code. That is the code that we are a part of the destruction of MAGA. We're the ones undermining a MAGA. We're the ones trying to get rid of MAGA. And so, again, and then, of course, today she's outright about it. MAGA is dead, she says. So, anyways, we're not dead. MAGA's stronger than ever. MAGA's united. These people are losing. These people are losing influence. They're pathetic. We're calling them out on their lies. I'll continue to cover it on the Grifter Report here on American Fire. And, we're just going to keep breaking it down and making sure that these people don't gain an inch and, in fact, get pushed all the way out.